Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome back. And I suppose I would be remiss if I didn't wish you a happy Inauguration Day. I hope that you had a happy day today while you were watching this drama play out. And boy, I'd be lying if I didn't say I was happy that all the things that this letter of the alphabet conspiracy nonsense has been predicting for months now didn't happen. In fact, nothing happened. Everything proceeded the way it was supposed to. Uh, but watching today's events did give me an idea. I think that if the United States government is so concerned with conspiracy theorists and the danger of conspiracy theorists, then they really need. Maybe I'm the first to suggest this, but I think they really need a conspiracy theory consultant in the White House, right? Who can go, look, if you do this, these people are going to go nuts because this shit don't look right. And if you just fill the square with flags, right? That's not going to look right. People are going to say all kinds of shit about why you really did that. Maybe that's not a good idea, right? They need a conspiracy theory consultant to tell them that the optics of some of the shit they do looks crazy. Because it does. But they don't get it, I guess, right? They're not thinking like, I suppose, people on the anxiety high or paranoia high side think. But I think that would be helpful. Now, I got to say, boy, I've been watching. I watched today. Let's start with Mr. Simon Parks. You know, the guy who fucked the cat queen alien, the lioness alien. Yeah. And the guy who had hybrid alien babies, you know, that was an expert, right? He said the inauguration would never, ever happen. He said President Biden will never, well, he said Joe Biden will never step foot in the White House. He said a lot of smack. He talked a lot of smack, and it was all wrong. And interestingly, I got to watch that clown today. It's so terrible. They took it down. Sasha Stone did a stream today with Robert David Steele and Crazy Simon Parks, watching the inauguration happen live. And it was so awesome to see both of those clowns losing their shit, moving the goalpost, sour graping, right? I'm not sure why, but Sasha Stone took that stream down. Maybe he too realized the ridiculousness of those two idiots. But he talked about them like they were best friends, right? And Robert David Steele, he said he would trust his life with Simon Parks' information. Okay, but you were all wrong. Crazy Kerry Cassidy is doubling down on the China is invading us. China interfered with the system. I don't even want to say the E word. Yeah. For weeks and weeks now, she's been saying that Donald Trump was still going to be our president. For months, she's been saying that. Even after he lost the election, she said that. Then she said, they will never certify the votes. The Supreme Court is going to step in and fix this. Trust the plan. That didn't happen. Then she said, the election will never be certified in Congress. Trust the plan. But then that happened. Then she said Biden will never be inaugurated. And then that happened. Right? Robert David Steele has been pushing this garbage for months. And by the way, Mr. Jordan Sather is still pushing this garbage right up to the end. People send me some crazy stuff, something about Trump having surgery to get Biden's face put on him, or I don't know if that was a real post, but this is the crazy level that we've reached. You've got to remember and understand that these people have been making money selling this horse shit for years now. And today, I'm hopeful that it's finally come to a crashing conclusion. I was happy to see a lot of former believers of this alphabet conspiracy nonsense sort of waking up today. Angry, really, about feeling foolish for having believed any of this shit. And good for the ones who will wake up and realize it was all a LARP and a pile of horse shit and just move on with their lives. Even prominent influencers in this community came out today and basically said they were going to disappear off the internet and, go back to your family. It's all over. We tried. We did our best with our LARP, but nothing happened. Nothing happened. Yeah. But there's some people who are still out there trusting the scam, right? They're modifying the whole bullshit narrative now that Biden's part of the plan. And some of these idiots are going to move forward with this garbage. That's my prediction. That's what I think is going to happen. Some of them just will not be able to let this go. Even after this incredible proof that none of this shit was real, right? In these last few weeks, the believers of this nonsense got punched in the dick like 5 times in the past month, right? Oh no, the Supreme Court's going to step. Oh no, they didn't. Oh no, all the evidence of fraud, it's all going to come out. No, it didn't. Oh no, the senators are going to object, and the votes will never be, the electoral votes will never be counted in Congress, and so Biden can't get to the 2 set. Yeah. Well, shit, then that happened. Another punch in the dick for these stupid people believing this nonsense, right? And then it was, no. Mike Pence is gonna refuse to accept the states, where they're claiming fraud, and Trump is still going to be president after they throw those states. No, that didn't happen. Ooh, another punch in the dick, right? Then it was storming the Capitol. And boy, what a great plan that turned out to be, right? Lots of people are going to spend a lot of time in jail for nothing. They did nothing. They delayed the count of the electoral votes by 3 or 4 hours. That's all they accomplished. Delaying the inevitable. Is that the best that these guys could do? Delaying something a few hours with all of that violence and people literally being murdered, killed over this shit? And, I suppose the final few punches in the dicks was that people were still clinging to this hope and belief. There's no way that Biden's getting inaugurated. It's not going to happen. Trust the scam. But then it happened. Oh, another punch in the dick. And then some of these idiots were saying like, oh no, they had to let him get inaugurated because that's going to be proof of, his accepting of the fraud, right? He benefits from it. He's going to take the office and then they can charge him with more crimes, right? Yeah, no. None of that's going to happen. And that, my friends, will be another punch in the dick to these assholes. Yeah. So what can I say? The supporters of this garbage, there's a nice article on dailymail.com.uk. And I don't usually read that site, but there's a nice article on there about disillusioned letter of the alphabet people today. and I'm going to share. I'm going to share because there's some good pictures about what people are talking about today. Uh, yeah. So what happened to the coup? Alphabet Anon and company in crisis as Biden is sworn in without the violent Trump storm they were expecting to foil handover at the last minute. As one lonesome MAGA fan outside New York State House holds on to the end. So the believers took to the right wing online chat groups on Wednesday to express disappointment when Trump wasn't going to seize a second term. They were shocked to find their belief in the conspiracy that top Democrats would be arrested for a sex trafficking ring was not going to materialize. Message boards descended into crisis mode with some questioning, "Where's the damn storm?" and others saying, "We all got played." Ron Watkins, who was the administrator of Laranon preferred message board Aikun, also pulled the plug and urged followers to return to their lives. So, in other words, the administrator of the board where all this garbage was coming from took it down. In a dramatic reversal, some members of the far right Proud Boys even started turning on Trump in chat groups and message board, declaring him a total failure and extraordinarily weak. Their disbelief came as a lone MAGA supporter was spotted outside the New York State Capitol holding an American flag. He said he had been expecting thousands of other Trump fans to be there to protest over Biden's inauguration. Others were also spotted outside Capitol buildings in Utah and Arizona. But it was a stark contrast to the violent scenes outside the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. So they took to their chat groups to express their disappointment and doubt. Many were shocked to learn that their long-held belief in a conspiracy was not going to materialize, and Trump wasn't going to bring down the so-called deep state in the so-called storm they have been told to expect. My friends, wow, this is just, it's, it's kind of like taking a victory lap. And I hate to say I told you so, but for years now, I've been telling people this is all garbage. I think, let me see. Okay. Yeah, so I wanted to show you some of these screenshots. Look at this. Been played like fools. It's over. Someone replies, "What a joke." Then the silence is deafening. Been played like fools. Somebody says, "We need to unite in prayer." Here, chill, everyone. This has to happen to seal the crime. Stop acting like we know when things will happen. Can be tomorrow or next week. Someone said, "I had hope, but it's over." Desperation setting in what and on Telegram. I'm holding, but I feel really sick. The line is broken. Have faith, trust the plan. Trying a little hard. We gave it our all. Now we have to keep our chins up and go back to our lives the best that we are able. Yeah, so here's Ron Watkins, who's the administrator of the Anon's preferred message board. Aikun also pulled the plug and urged followers to return to their lives. What are they gonna do now? I will denounce after 4 years of jail, but not a moment before. Here's some things that I'm sure a lot of people were feeling. Well, I'm the official laughingstock of my family now. Awesome. This is an embarrassment. Here come all the excuses now. He said, "Noon, I will start kicking people out for their attitudes. We're patriots. Hold the line with us or you can leave." These people are such keyboard warriors. It's amazing. Yes, so as the inauguration unfolded and followers started raising questions, some were still clinging on to hope and urging Anons to keep the faith. Yeah, it just gets worse and worse and it just goes on and on. And here's that lone person standing outside the New York State Capitol. He's the only one that showed up. Oh, that's great. What a great photo. One dude there, right? Here's some photos of the Capitol storming. Yeah, and here's what they feared happening right in front of their eyes. President leaving. And here is the scene of the inauguration. Like I said, hello, people that run the government. If you don't want, this looks like a conspiracy right here. But that's the time for another story, I suppose, friends. So yeah, here's the National Guard troops just hanging out. Oh, so today happened, and the meltdowns continued. And some don't know, but like I even have friends and family that are into this garbage, right? Big time into it, and they're all melting down today. And a few of them, sent me a message or something. So what I say is, if you have friends, if you have family, if you have people that have been involved in this garbage, look, check in on them. Make sure they're okay. Imagine fucking suddenly realizing that you've been following something for 4 years that was a complete and total garbage and a lie. You wasted hundreds of hours reading the posts and watching the videos and listening to this shit for 4 years, only to find out at the very end of the road, it was horse shit. Horse shit. Okay, and I have something else that I wanted to include in tonight's presentation is this. David Wilcock was so fucking wrong. And I thought about clipping out like the 10 of my favorite stupid things that he said in the past month or two. But I think that one really, really will put the point across better than any other clip. And I don't want to be here for 5 hours. So I'm going to cite fair use. We are going to, let me see here. Here's my fair use banner. This is a transformative work. We're educating the public and critiquing the video that we are sharing. This is covered under fair use. We're going to be educating the public about how wrong David Wilcock was with his fucking stupid predictions. Hey, asshole. David Wilcock, you asshole. You're supposed to have superpowers, bro. What happened? Did somebody stick some kryptonite up your ass and your superpowers didn't work while you were making these fucking predictions? What the fuck happened, bro? You're supposed to be Edgar Casey reincarnated, you asshole. You're supposed to have prophetic dreams, right? And you talk to space aliens and imaginary friends, right? I'm sorry, you channel Ra. You channel the god Ra. And you channel Jesus Christ, according to you, right? And angels. How the fuck did you get these predictions so fucking wrong, you asshole? I don't have superpowers, but I could have told you that none of the shit that you were talking about was going to happen, you dumbass. Jesus Christ, David Wilcock and his fucking superpowers. Bro, this should prove to everyone that your fucking superpowers aren't real, you asshole. If you were talking to angels and Jesus Christ and the God Ra, right, wouldn't one of them tell you that this letter of the alphabet garbage is all bullshit, right? Wouldn't they care enough about you to not let you go out on the internet and make yourself look like a complete and total fucking dumbass loser asshole making up shit? Wouldn't your imaginary friends, your space alien space brothers fucking tell you that this shit was all garbage so you wouldn't go chasing it and following it and reporting on it for years? When if your fucking superpowers were real and you're really talking to aliens, bro, they'd help you out. They would say, that's some bullshit. David Wilcock, don't talk about that. Or Jesus. Or Ross. Somebody would have told you, you dumbass. But you can cling to anybody that fucking believes David Wilcock is a fucking idiot. And we're going to show you why right now. We're going to show you why anybody that believes David Wilcock's garbage is a fucking idiot. Or they're delusional. And they want to live in David Wilcock's land of the fucking make-believe where he has superpowers and prophetic dreams, right? He's a psychic, right? He channels Jesus Christ and Ra, the god Ra, and angels and tall white aliens. That's where he gets his information from. Well, let's review some of his information then right now and see how good those angels and Jesus and Ra are doing and how good his superpowers were. Like I said, I think somebody must have jammed some kryptonite up his ass before he came up with this bullshit, because his superpowers completely failed him. Let's take a listen, friends. Okay. I have this queued up. And this is from David Wilcock, Global Peace Meditation to Offset Coming Events. Oh, I did it again. Let me try that one more time, friends. Share audio. I always forget. All right. So this was streamed live on January 5th. Yeah. Right on January 5th. So listen very carefully to these predictions that he makes here. Very carefully, friends. Let's listen.
The next big deadline that we absolutely cannot get around here, back to the slide, is the inauguration. And this is Wednesday the 20th. Now, notice that Google is kind of making it easy for you, right? What they're thinking it's going to turn into, because it says the inauguration of JB 2021. No irony at all. No questioning of whether this is real. And then you go to the sidebar, it says, yeah, the inauguration of JB as the 46th president of the United States will mark the commencement of the 4-year term of JB as president, Kamala Harris as vice president. There you go. So that is not what's going to be happening, folks.
He just said that is not what's going to be happening. He just said that Joe Biden will not be getting inaugurated. And remember, he's the one that says he has psychic superpowers, not me. He says that. So what happened, David Wilcock? You said this is not going to happen. Today, it happened. How fucking stupid do you look right now? What a fucking douchebag you look like right now. And you know what? I predict that asshole David Wilcock is going to have to disappear from the scene for a while, right? Until people forget this tremendous blunder. This is almost as good as when the shit that he was talking right before the year 2000 about us all getting light bodies and superpowers, and then that didn't happen. And then he pulled that scam again in 2012. We're all going to get light bodies and superpowers, and then that didn't happen. It's kind of like this. He's pushing this shit right up to the deadline, his bullshit. And his bullshit failed. He just said, this is not going to happen. The inauguration of Joe Biden is not what's going to happen.
And I will tell you multiple reasons why that's not going to be happening. It's not going to be happening because everybody in the alliance is dead if they allow this to happen. And that's what we were told. Everybody. They're going to get you, they're going to find you, and they're going to snuff you out. Okay? And I'm not talking about everybody like you guys in the audience. I'm talking about the key people who have been working on this. They know this, folks. You have to remember that.
And not for nothing, but hasn't David Wilcock said that he's a member of the alliance, and so is Corey Good? So by his logic here, does that mean that some deep state is going to come murder him and his buddies? Because they're the alliance, right? They're the good guys. And the good guys are not going to let Joe Biden get inaugurated, because if they did, they'd all get murdered. Great. This is some great bullshit, David Wilcock. Oh my God, your superpowers failed you, and I love it. I love it. I'm sorry. I'm a flawed human. I'm a bad man for being so happy that your dumb ass predictions failed this fucking miserably.
Everybody knows it's now or never. This is it, okay? So we're not talking about, oh, I wonder if something might happen, or, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really, this is just another one of those things. David does a video and then nothing happens.
David does a video and then nothing happens. Boy, what a self-fulfilling prophecy that was, you dumbass. Look, friends, his superpowers failed him. His subconscious is leaking into his conscious waked mind while he is speaking, because his subconscious knows that he makes these videos and nothing ever fucking happens. And he knew here that he's making this video and nothing was going to fucking happen. He even says it.
Wait a minute. Freedom, back to the slide. Freedom is about to be restored like never before. What you're going to see is not a negative at all. I'm concerned about it, but honestly, I think the whole thing's going to go pretty smoothly, and I don't think it's going to take that long. Could be 3 days, could be 5 days, could be a week, could be 2 weeks. I doubt it's going to be much more than that based on what everybody seems to be thinking on the inside. But you know, if you follow my work, that I've been predicting something like this, some kind of mass arrest, all the way back since 2009. Now, what is that I'm talking about? Okay. The mass arrest scenario, and I usually put those 3 words together. The mass arrest scenario involves the idea that the people who have really been doing the evil stuff, the people who are the hidden elite conspirators that have
the bad guys, they're going to mass arrest all the bad guys. And Biden's not getting inaugurated. But this is what's going to happen. Biden's not getting inaugurated and mass arrests are going to happen. But none of this shit happened, David Wilcock.
That have done so much to try to damage and destroy life on Earth, that there is a layer of history that we're going to hit where the only way we can solve this thing is to arrest them. And the only way you can do something like that, since it's an organized crime ring, is to do a whole bunch of it at once. And so we're looking at the distinct possibility that in multiple sectors in which the public has been greatly deceived, that there will be arrests. This includes media. This includes social media, big tech.
Oh boy, big tech's getting arrested.
All kinds of
Trump,
stuff in the government.
Right?
All kinds
of
people in different
social
positions.
Media.
And many, many other things, financial related, corporate related, probably pharmaceutical related. I would imagine that the president has made a list and checked it twice. And
he would imagine. Yeah, because he imagines all this shit. It all comes from David Wilcock's land of make-believe, right? Because he's got superpowers and he can make accurate predictions. By the way, before he just made this prediction that Joe Biden would never be inaugurated, and that is not going to happen. Joe Biden's inauguration is not going to happen. That's not going to be what happens. Before he made that prediction, he predicted that Donald Trump was going to win the election in a landslide. And gee, that didn't happen. That's how good David Wilcock's superpowers are. That's how accurate his prophetic dreams and his alien friends and his Jesus Christ channeling and David, Ra. That's how accurate the information sources he's tapping into are. They're fucking terrible.
He knows who's naughty or nice, and they're probably going to try to get as many of them as they can. So usually when I do this stuff, there's applause breaks in the audience. People start cheering, clapping. They get up on their feet, standing over this kind of stuff.
Yeah, for this garbage.
Everybody wants this. People don't want to see our planet just go down the tubes. And we're very, very frightened about what might happen, because if the inauguration takes place on the 20th, JB could immediately invoke the insurrection, as it's called, the act. And I'm not going to say it back to back. He could invoke that and immediately, go to business on the alliance. And so they're very concerned about the 20th and that he could get slipped in, even though there's something going on in dispute. So what we're really trying to do here, folks, is hopefully get this to work without a whole lot of crazy stuff. But no matter what, back to the slide again, this may require a short but very real war.
He's predicting a war on the 20th.
There's probably going to be some big-time damage in the major urban areas. Some of them may be down for months.
Hey, asshole. None of this happened. Just so you know, David Wilcock, you asshole. None of this happened.
Let's go back to the front one here. It's not a good time to be unprepared. And so one of the main messages that I also have today is to be prepared, to do the things that you need to do to make sure that you have fuel.
And he goes on to give everybody prepper advice for surviving urban warfare. From a guy that's hanging out in his $1 million mansion, right? Yeah, garbage. David Wilcock, you fucking asshole. You said that if Biden gets inaugurated, all the alliance members are going to get murdered. And you said Joe Biden would never be inaugurated, right? You said it in another stream, and you said it in this stream. The Joe Biden inauguration, that's not what's going to happen. You said that. In another stream, you said Joe Biden would never be inaugurated, never step foot in the White House. It's not going to happen. There are forces at work, right? Trust the plan. Where the dumb of us go one, the dumb of us go all, right? You fucking dumbass. So there we have it. I guess, look, what can I say? David Wilcock, now he's going to go back to talking to his imaginary friends. That's what he's going to do. This letter of the conspiracy train is over for him. He's going to hope that nobody remembers all the shit he got wrong. But Jesus Christ, David Wilcock, you got everything wrong. Every fucking thing you said for the past couple of months has been wrong. And you're the one that claims you got superpowers. And gee, Simon Parks, you were fucking wrong about everything. And I watched you trying to move the goalpost and make excuses on Sasha Stone's show today. These clowns should all be afraid to show their face in public again, ever. Wouldn't you be embarrassed if you've been pushing this garbage for years and then one day everybody just woke up and realized what a fucking pile of steaming horse shit it all was, right? And by the way, to tell those lies and those terrible predictions, David Wilcock had people throwing money at him. Great, great. What can I say? It's the end of an era here today. I hope. I think it's the end of an era. I think that people are going to move on from this garbage now. That's what I think is going to happen. We'll take some comments. Dan Hogan is here. He says, I think the grifters got played with this. They all went all in on this. Yeah. B says they have no shame. Yeah, you're right. They don't care. They got paid, right? As long as they got paid for this garbage, right? They all got paid for this bunch of garbage that they've been pushing. They all got paid. As long as you get paid for it, it's okay, to do despicable things, I suppose. Oh. All right, I'm going to share one more thing, which somebody just sent me. This is from my Twitter. It's actually from Mario Heat. Yeah. This is great. Like many of you, I'm in shock by today's, and then I realized why it had to happen, and that letter told us that it would happen and why this needed to happen. Letter did tell us that a scare event would be needed. Well, are you scared yet? L posts, and then they list a bunch of L posts, told us about Biden being sworn in and with the countries he took bribes from, then be in control of the government. Important point I will be coming back to. Biden had to take a private jet to Washington, and he was not sent a government plane. This was the first time in the history this has happened. Again, I will get back to it. Many of us assumed when Trump and those in his administration were referring to the next administration, it meant the military. We expected him to step down to remain neutral, as the letter said, while all this went down. Trump did say the next administration would be taken over at noon today. Like many, I thought this was over when Biden was sworn in, as he had now become the CIC. Boy, was I wrong because of the fraud, as pointed out. If the military has proof of it, then they have a duty under military code to remove the false government and restore a new legal civilian government under Military Code 11.3, which triggered when Biden was sworn in today. Oh my God, they just won't let this go. They just won't let this go. There was fear in the McCarthy area that the communists would take over our government, so provisions were put in place for the military to protect us should that happen. Yeah, of course, Biden and everybody, they're the commies. These provisions allow the military to take control while they remove the belligerent government and restore a legal civilian government with the military running elections to do that. Literally, the military was put in place as the last line of defense of the Constitution should illegal government be installed. This is why they didn't send a government plane for a president-elect, because they know he is not a legitimate president. And once he was sworn in, the government became illegitimate. And the military is now responsible for restoring a legitimate civilian government. Otherwise, foreign powers will gain control. The letter said the end wouldn't be for everybody. We have been told by Trump, Flynn, and others that America would soon get a lesson in the Constitution. Well, folks, effective at noon today, when Biden illegally swore in with the assistance of foreign nations, he just made the government illegitimate and has effectively put the military in control. So like many, I thought it was over when Biden swore in today. I realized the letter told us it needed to happen for the military to assume control without it being a military coup. The letter said it all had to be done by the book. Oh, bullshit. It's just the level of like they're just still going to cling to any little hope or belief that this wasn't garbage and bullshit the whole time, right? Some people are so heavily invested in this, heavily invested in this, that they just can't get themselves to let go. And well, friends, I wanted to mention that I signed up for Daily Motion, and they have a 1 hour limit for the show. So we're going to try to keep this one short because I want to test uploading to Daily Motion later and see how that goes. And got a lot of weird research stuff about other platforms to do tonight for the show. So it's a good time to do a short actual broadcast. There's not much more I can say about all this, right? Yeah. Legally speaking, under DOD's COG guidelines, if Biden was illegitimate, that would be true, except he's obviously not. Yeah. Me and Lee are going to write a book called We Were There, Moments of History, 16 to 20. Yeah. And that reminds me, Jason Quitt is here. Shout out to Jason Quitt. So we're going to be starting a book club here on Truthseekers. And this is the first book. It's by Jason Quitt and Bob Mitchell. It's called Forbidden Knowledge. And this is Revelations of an Interdimensional Time Traveler. I think it's going to be an interesting read. So I think you can get it on Amazon. So we're going to be starting this shortly. We're going to do a book club episode of Truthseekers where we're going to read from the book and discuss parts of the book. So if you want to get a book so you can follow along, great. If you can't afford to or otherwise don't care to, you can just listen to me read parts of the book and take part in the discussion and tell us all what you think of the information in the book. So that's coming up. I'm trying to think if there's any other show business. I can, or I should, check in with PayPal and Patreon, see if that I have to shout anybody out. Just bear with me, friends. This ramshackle system that I have is not good. Bear with me, friends. Yeah, what a crazy day today has been. Feels pretty crazy. I don't know about the rest of you, but I was very interested in seeing the effects or what some of these clowns that are really pushing this stuff, what they were going to be saying today. And I checked in with a few, and it seems like they are just sour graping, right? They're like, and coming up with excuses for why they were so wrong, just so wrong, right? How wrong? Okay, I'm checking. Okay, so nobody to shout out. So I'm going to take down that fair use banner. Let's see if we can get rid of that. And Yeah. So that's me and the money. There's a few ways you can support our show, like, comment, and subscribe. That really does help. Otherwise, in the About section, there's a PayPal and Patreon donate button. That really also helps us to continue and keep the show going. I appreciate everybody that has contributed. Everything that you see here came from those donations. It really does all go right back into the show in one form or another. We'll be upgrading the software that we use here shortly, so that'll be paid for through the Patreon money. Um, I'm gonna hopefully we'll be building a bigger, better studio or place to do the show from with a little more room. I'm in a cramped little office, and it's not good. It's really not good. So 1 second, let me go back to that. I'll take that down. So yeah, I appreciate any support anyone could be. Yeah, Jason Quitt's talking about his book. He says Bob Mitchell was a famous journalist in Toronto who wrote many books. He wrote the book with me and sadly passed away just months after its release. Yeah, Bob Mitchell was a very interesting guy. He would kind of like have people tell him stories about being abducted by aliens and seeing Bigfoot and all this stuff, and then he would write these amazing books. And I think he was an interesting character. Aikun was wiped by a rogue moderator. I think that they wiped all the letter of the alphabet stuff earlier today. Did they wipe the entire thing now? Oh no, site back up. Yeah. Interesting if the whole thing just gets deleted, right? Like it's including all the history of all those posts. Somebody is not happy about the events of today, right? Somebody is not happy. I'm going to check in with one more thing. Just bear with me, friends. That's interesting. Yeah, I was checking on something to do with the numbers because StreamYard's been acting a little funny lately, and I don't know whether it's giving me the total number of people watching or just the people from YouTube. It looks like just the people from YouTube. So, Don Craze Phase asks, have you done that Greer show yet? No, I have to talk to Michael and schedule. We're going to try to do that this week, but I would like to also share. Let me find my, let's see here. Yeah, and I don't know about the rest of you, but I was very disappointed that Julian Assange and Snowden were not pardoned. I was really expecting that they would be, uh, really hoping that they would be. I don't know so much that I expected it, but I really thought he was going to do it because I thought his kids would get to him and his kids would let him know like what a good move that would be for him to, you know, to pardon those two. I mean, it's talk about draining the swamp. That would do more to drain the swamp than anything else he's done. Didn't do it. Very disappointed. But he pardoned Bannon, so you know somehow that's good, right? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe he would pardon that clown and not these two people that really deserve it, right? He could have ended Julian Assange's nightmare with a pen. He could have ended Snowden's exile in Russia for how many years now with a pen, but he chose not to, because he's the alliance, love, and light president that's going to drain the swamp. Bullshit. Bullshit. So I do want to plug and mention that this Saturday night at 9 p.m. here on Truthseekers, you're going to be having a very special event. And I'm going to share this here now. Oh, that's not what I wanted to share. Let's try that again. Oh, here we go. I wanted to share it from Facebook. So this Saturday night, January 23rd at 9 p.m. Eastern Time is a Truth Seeker special event. We're going to be revisiting Roswell with the amazing Kevin Randall. For those that don't know, Kevin Randall has written many books on Roswell. He was the sort of consultant for the Roswell Hollywood film. He's been interviewed hundreds of times on radio, television, and documentaries. And we're going to do another dive on Roswell and hear his side of the story, which I got to tell you, I can't wait to interview him. I can't wait to have him on the show. I first saw him on Unsolved Mysteries. I think it was in 1989, and now he's going to be on my show. To me, that is amazing. So I want to thank Mr. Randall for agreeing to participate in this Truth Seeker special event. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. It's going to be a fun time. Please do come. And, we're going to have open phone lines, and we're going to have the chat room open for questions for Mr. Randall. I'll try to make sure that we have time for that. It's going to be a fun time. I hope you can join us. Lee Beltman, I can cover it for you right now. They didn't talk about anything that anybody wanted to hear at all. And I'm not going to say anything else, because listen, Lee, if I start talking about what I think about that, I'm going to start calling people bitches again. And I don't want to do that, right? I don't want to call other show hosts bitches, right? I don't want to say another show host is a bitch. So don't bring that up again. You triggered me, Lee Veltman. Yeah. I don't know. What else can I say about that? You have a guest on that everybody wants to hear from, but you don't ask them any of the questions that people want you to, right? You don't talk about any of the things that people want to hear about. I think it's time for some people to find a new fucking line of work. If you're that dumb or that stupid, you don't know how to ask a few key questions that is on everyone's minds. It is what it is, friends. And I don't want to call any other show host a bitch, so I won't. Yeah, that's kind of like it's not a good subject for me, Lee Veltman. Not a good subject. Okay, so like I said, we're going to keep this one really short because I want to try to upload a show to Daily Motion and see what that's about and how that goes. And they have a 1 hour show limit. So I want to thank you all for being on what will be the first Daily Motion video. I'm always happy when there is an audience. I'm glad that you guys could be here and be a part of mine. Until next time, friends, my name is Stephen Cambion. Good night, and God bless all of you.